In the recent budget, right, there is a GST increase from 7% to 9% in the year 2024. How will this impact property investments?
And are you for or against GST increment? Let's find out.
Hi, I'm Ivan.
And I'm Sean.
And together with the co-founders of
Quadrant.
So today we are going to be talking about GST increase, right? And I guess we'll just talk about from the year 2024 onwards, because 7 to 8% to 9%, right? Let's just look at the eventual what is happening, which is just 9%.
Yeah, I think before we dive down into GST, right? I think I just, what's your opinion on GST increment? Of course, we have been hearing about GST increase for quite a number of years already. Finally, it's happening, right? Yeah, of course, some people argue that, now is the worst time to implement GST increment because why we are probably just coming out of the whole pandemic situation and all that. What's the general thought of it?
I think it is sort of like no choice. I mean, with all this whole COVID situation, there's not a lot of more like what you call that up tests and a lot of like safety measures in terms of the health requirement, right? And all this is not free. It's going to cost money. So the money have to come from somewhere.
Yeah.
So I guess the best form is GST.
Yeah. I think so overall, I'm actually, the timing could have been a little bit more tactful. Don't get me wrong, but we already knew it's going to happen sooner than later. I mean, they've been delaying it for a couple of years now, and now it's finally happened. So let us deal with it. How is it going to really impact you, right? So overall, it's finally happened. It's okay. It's fine. It's not the biggest increase as compared to the world. Actually, a lot in the world. I mean, you have much higher taxes over there, and Singapore generally still belong to the lower tax rate, I would say, as compared to the world. Yeah, so how does it really impact the property prices in Singapore? Let's start from residential property. Do you think there's any impact? Because if you think about it, of course, GST increase means that you buy supplies, you buy things like that, there's going to be price increase. Is it going to then come down to consumers?
Right. So when you talk about residential property, right, let's talk about the construction of a property itself. So when we are talking about developers and construction firms like buying material and having GST increase from 7 to 9%, right? In the short run, it's going to be some impact on cash flow. Like instead of forking out 7%, you fork out at 9%. So there's a 2% difference. However, for companies that are GST registered, right, they can actually claim back the GST in due time, like about 3 months later. So in other words, right, in terms of an expense, there is zero impact. So it doesn't make it worse off for developers.
And just pretty much cash flow, right, based on the material. And 2% increment on material cost, not even cost, cash flow. All right. I think it's a very small impact to developer. If they cannot even manage a 2% on material cost, it's already, right? But that being said, it's not even cost, it's cash flow. So I think it's okay. So it doesn't really impact.
When it comes to sale of residential property, right, there's actually 0% GST. Residential properties, right, there's no tax on residential properties itself. So in other words, right, for selling a residential property, right, to homeowners, there is no impact.
No impact. So no worries. Yeah. So let's talk about how about others. So of course we have the.
There is some things that is like on top just a little bit of thing, which is the agent's commission for renting out properties.
That's true.
So for example, today if you're renting out a property at, for example, 1,000 a month, I'm just putting this as a number for easier calculations. So for it used to be a 7% tax, so it's like $70.
Now it's like $90, right?
$90, 9%.
Going to be $90 lah. So extra $20 per 1,000. So you today own an average 2-bedder in a prime decent area is going to get like 3,000 rental at least. That's going to be extra $60.
Yeah, exactly. So it's not going to be a killer move, but this is on top of the property tax increase.
I see. Okay, so I didn't think of that. Oh, it's so smart, you. That's why I'm doing this show with you.
But it's not like it's not a massive incremental but of course I will take your compliment.
Rarely we get I get the compliment.
That's rubbish. Okay, I think you should do some reflection on yourself.
I think so too. Because look at this brain. You're $60, so 不放过. Very good, guys. So make sure you guys have a very clear picture. So
are you trying to say that I focus on all the small little dollar signs?
No, I think that even though it's $20, $60, it does still add a impact lah. Because I mean, as a consumer, you see what, extra $60. I mean, it's not huge, but still irritating lor. Everything adds up, right? Yeah. So yeah, it's a very good catch. I mean, genuinely, it's a good catch. Yeah. So what else do you think is really impacted? Of course, since residential not much impact, then how about the commercial side? Industrial side, do you see a big impact there?
Okay, so that's a very good question. So if you are talking about the commercial industrial space, right, there are two categories. Okay, my take is that, okay, so first of all, right, let's see what constitutes a GST registered company.
Okay.
So it's for GST registered companies, right, are usually for companies with revenue above $1 million per year.
Yes, usually. Yeah.
Okay, so in other words, right, these companies are like they are not exactly small size, but for smaller companies with revenue below $1 million, right, they do not need to register for GST.
Yes.
Of course, they can voluntarily register for GST lah. But most companies don't do that.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
So let's take a look at the difference. So today, if you have a commercial unit, right, that is like 1,000 square feet or smaller, right?
Yep.
It's likely your tenant profile is in the SME
below 1 million revenue lah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Or the ultra SME lah. That means
for sure. Yeah.
Below 1 million. So in this scenario, right, for example, for 1,000 square feet commercial space, think about it. What will be the rental be like?
Probably 2,400, 2,300.
Then it may be even higher if it's closer to the city, but you're absolutely right. So it's a range. If it's outside the city, maybe 2,000 plus. If it's in the city, may go up to 4,000 or even higher.
Okay, yeah.
So right now, right, if the tax is going to be increased, like the GST is going to increase from like 7% to 9%, it means that the rental or the cash, the expenses need to be paying for this, right, has increased.
Yes.
So in other words, the amount has come out from somewhere. It's either from the absolute amount that they have to pay, or is on top of the amount they have to pay. So let's put this into numbers.
Yeah. So of course, then since there's going to be a bit more cost, I think it's only natural that a business would want to pass on the cost to somewhere lah, right? And that might, of course, then indirectly increase a little bit on prices. Yeah, but I think not big. But I think if I'm a business owner and I have to pay an additional rental, a few hundred, $100, $200, $300 a month, right? And naturally, I want to make it back lah.
True.
It's only true, right? Natural, right? So yeah, I mean that might have a small impact to consumer prices. Yeah.
However, if you're looking at commercial units, right, that is like maybe 2,000 square feet or higher, right, it's likely that their tenants, right,
already paying.
Already GST
registered. Yeah. So once again, they are not really impacted in terms of this GST increase.
So in other words, right, today if I'm investing into whether it's a commercial unit or industrial unit, right, for smaller units there will be an impact.
Yep.
Because of the tenant profile. But for bigger units, if it's like 3,000 square feet, 2,000, 3,000 square feet or even higher, there's no impact at all.
Yeah. So I think that comes down to opportunity once again, right? So are you saying there might be a small opportunity in the smaller industrial units and the smaller commercial space?
The opportunity, right, is investing into a commercial or industrial unit that is small and not GST registered.
Right.
Because you have a price advantage of 2% over the rest.
Yeah, but guys, do not just take this video and come to a conclusion, guys, because of course throughout the whole iQuadrant YouTube channel, we have talked quite a few things about some of the criteria regarding what to buy for industrial property. Please do take that entirety into consideration as well, okay, before you coming out to a conclusion of, alright, small unit, sure can buy. Okay, please, that is not the conclusion. This is just one small factor out of many other factors.
Right. So what do you think about this whole GST increase from your point of view?
Okay, so from my point of view is that for me, I was actually I knew that GST is going to come, so I really wanted to let go some of my units that were GST registered, right? Because naturally, I think when we talk about investor point of view, many people would come in to set up a holding company, all right, get it voluntarily registered by GST, and then of course purchase a unit. Yeah, and of course business owners who purchase it, that's fine, not very too impacted. But I would say that you still need more cash up front to buy a particular unit. And don't forget, a property in Singapore, at least industrial property, is going to be like 700k, 800k, and a 2% on that is like 16 grand. I mean, it's not small. It's not a small amount to many people. Yeah.
Okay, let's put it into context, right? Let me explain, elaborate a bit more.
Yeah, sure.
So basically, right, when you are talking about investing into industrial or commercial properties in Singapore, the down payment can be about 20%.
Yes.
Okay,
That's true. Yeah.
The stamp duty is about 3%. And when buying a GST registered unit, you need to pay the GST first. So in today's context, right, it's 7%. So it's 20 plus 3 plus 7 is a 30% total. But in the year 2024 and beyond, right, it's going to be a 2% increase.
Extra,
20 plus 3 plus 9. So it's going to be 32%.
32%, which we technically think about it, the cost practically, or cash flow practically went up, but outlay went up by 8%.
2%.
Oh,
2
2%
divided
of
by
30%.
Oh, okay, true.
8%. I mean, that's not you think in that consideration, then that is actually quite a significant increment. Although they will still be able to claim back the GST, but typically, if you set up a new investment holding company all the way down to claiming back the GST, typically takes about 6 months. On average, I would say. I mean, through my experience, first unit. Yeah, so, I mean, I think it does impact a little bit.
If done correctly, it's 3 months, but
it's not easy.
If there's delays, then it's up to 6.
It's quite common to have delays, especially if it's a first unit under a new investment holding company.
True.
Yeah. So because of this, I think that's why I choose to try to let go even sooner than later. Yeah, and of course, I'm lucky I managed to let go. Right? But I think in the short run, it might impact certain consumers' behavior when it comes to purchasing investment unit. Yeah, but overall, as I said, GST is something that's always been part and parcel of buying the commercial unit, industrial unit. And I think that it's largely cash flow. I mean, if today you have a problem coming out additional 2% cash flow, then my take is perhaps you might be stretching it or at least you need to find solution to have some form of safety net. Yeah, so before you commit to something that's of 700, 800k. So once again, of course, understanding strategy to invest is one part of the component. Number two is make sure that you do not really overstretch yourself to buy something that you can't really afford. Yeah, unless you are very confident in your whole skill set of getting money and such. Yeah.
So I hope you are learning something from this video. Make sure you give us a thumbs up and also subscribe to our channel.
Yes.
So once again,
see you guys
bye.
next week. Bye.